Welcome to Visions of Our People, where we feature brothers and sisters who have followed their vision to build businesses, institutions, or services that serve, profit, and uplift our community. Listen as we share the ideas, experiences, and skills that help to shape their unique stories of commitment, perseverance, and triumph. Be inspired and catch your vision on Visions of Our People. Now, here's our host.
Pamoja Tutashenda, brothers and sisters, together we will win. We welcome you to Visions of Our People, where we share the visions, experiences, and accomplishments of our people with our people. We're talking today with Pastor Aswad Walker, who's a writer, journalist at DefenderNetwork.com. He's a freelance writer and author at Bet on Black Productions, and he's also an African-American Studies professor at the University of Houston and pastor at the Shrine Christian Center in Houston, Texas.
The testimony you keep hearing from people is, well, we lost this, we lost that, but we're so thankful that we have our lives. We're so thankful that our family members, our friends are still alive with us. And so we're counting ourselves blessed. And that's been the refrain I've heard over and over again. Okay, when we first started our recovery efforts, we acted as an intake place for donations and a distribution place. So if you had donations you wanted to give, if you wanted to volunteer time, you could come to our institutions. Or if you stood in need or knew someone in need, you could come and pick up stuff. And so last weekend, from Friday through Labor Day, we had an initiative that we called Shine on Houston, which is actually still an initiative, by the way, for those who want to donate online through our GoFundMe, Shine on Houston GoFundMe, you can do that. But on the ground, it was, just us collecting those donations, us just being there to say a prayer with those who needed it, and giving out food, water, diapers, feminine hygiene products, clothes, a little bit of everything. And so in acting in that manner, we found out that we were even a bigger blessing than we intended to be, because there were so many people who wanted to give but didn't know where to do it. And so they were just thanking us for opening our doors. We had a business from Austin, Texas, which is 167 miles away from Houston. They drove down, I think it was Saturday. I don't think that was later. Yeah, I think it was Saturday. They drove down, and they prepared hot meals ready to serve 500 people. There was a conglomeration of churches out of Huntsville, Alabama, that drove a 26-foot U-Haul truck filled to the brim with donations. They came and we unloaded that. And then we've just had so many other people. We have an organization in the city called Black Greeks Speak. And so it's a conglomeration of, it's an organization filled with folk who are part of black frats and sororities. And they donated something that most people never think about when there's a tragedy like this. They gathered together and donated black hair care products. So, oh man, it's great. I mean, they got eaten up so quick. And when the brother, his name is Marlon Smith, who is like the founder, when he said what they were doing, I was like, man, that's so important, but that's not one of those things that folks usually think about. So they were on hand. We had some members of the Association of Black Psychologists who donated their time to provide crisis counseling for those who just needed to talk it out, just needed to be able to share with a professional. So all sorts of people were there to help out. And what was even more beautiful to see was it wasn't just us at the shrine. There were churches and mosques and temples and all over the city. People just really showing the better side of humanity. You cannot underestimate the value of having institutions, a place to come, a place to gather, a place to actually put your best intentions in motion and make them tangible. And that's one of the reasons why I'm so appreciative of our church, because our founder always recognized just how important that mental, emotional, psychological side of our well-being is. That's why we had KUA, and that's why we had group meetings and devotionals, all of it dedicated to us trying to heal ourselves from the pain, from generational pain on the inside. And so I'm just really appreciative of the fact that we've got a legacy of recognizing that and doing what we can to deal with it, and then also recognizing where we ourselves may not be professionals. Let's call on the professionals. This is going to be, it's not just going to be days, weeks, or months in terms of the relief effort. It's really going to be longer than that. And so whatever help can come our way, we appreciate it. But we also want to make sure people know that, man, our prayers are going out to all of our sisters and brothers in the islands, Florida, Georgia. Hurricane Irma is, we don't know what's going to happen with that. So, we are really, really praying hard for our sisters and brothers that way. Well, when we heard that it had been booted up to a Category 4, we had an idea. No one has ever seen darn near the entire city underwater like it almost was. So I don't think any of us could have foreseen that, but we knew it was going to be bad. Houston, literally the city of Houston was built on a swamp when it was founded. And so whenever it rains in Houston, there's going to be some level of flooding just because. When tropical storms and hurricanes come in, we know there's going to be some serious flooding. But another one of those popular refrains that I've heard over and over again is, we've never seen a storm like this. So on one level, we knew it was going to be bad, but there was no way we could have known it was going to be as bad and as devastating as it was. And it's truly a miracle. I'm trying to tell you, it's a miracle that the casualty number was as low as it was. And one casualty that are already walking out of their houses with in water up to their chest. And to think that 5 or 10 more inches of water could have been dumped on top of that, man, that would not have been pretty. A few years ago, I don't remember which hurricane it was, I think it was Rita, the evacuation order was put out, and hundreds of people died on the road. I was told to evacuate, but me and my family, we made the decision to stay here, to hunker down. In fact, many of us in the church, we were gathered together in one of our chapels. But the people that tried to evacuate, they said that was one of the worst experiences of their entire lives. They're on the road, running out of gas, running out of food, traffic jam, no one could get anywhere. And had we evacuated during this storm, those same roads that people were stuck on, those roads were in 5, 10, 15 feet of water. You're talking about catastrophic loss of lives had an evacuation order been given. Another reason why it would not have worked is the storm also brought a flurry of tornadoes. And so not knowing the direct course of the storm, not knowing where those tornadoes would go, any of that, it would have been sending people literally to their death. Like the best possible response to this storm would have been to, if you are in your home, stay there, hunker down, or get to some evacuation center and stay put. And because the folk did that, I believe that's why the fatalities were as low as they were. But they would have been astronomical had an evacuation order been given. Houston's the fourth largest city in the country, and when you talk about Houston and its greater area, you're talking about 6.5 million people. To evacuate that many people, you need multiple days. When the hurricane was coming, the path was changing every single day. So it was almost an impossible call, but I still think the best call was made not to evacuate. I'm thankful for the leadership that he has shown, and one thing I guess the national community doesn't recognize is just how sincere he is as a leader, and his heart is really with people in the communities. And so I'm just so thankful that he was able to make those tough decisions and stand strong. And I hope people will recognize the courage that it took for him to do that. Can you imagine all those cars that can't move at all being caught with all that water? The amount of people who would have literally drowned in their vehicles. It is scary to even think about what would have happened had that call been made. So yeah, he made the right call. You can call it a kumbaya moment if you want to, whatever you want to call it, but you had people of all races, you had people of all political affiliations. In that moment, none of that seemed to matter to people. It was just, how can I avail myself? How can I serve? How can I rescue whoever needs to be? And it was just amazing to see. And that's why I argue that what we really saw was a glimpse of the kingdom of God, what we can be when we choose to be. But the hard part is making that choice. And I think the more we see it, because we don't see it right now, we don't realize just how much this whole kind of communalism, community, self-determination thing is sprouting up all over the country, and dare I say all over the world. But if we can get more folks with your courage to give a spotlight to it, more of us will see it, more of us will see that it's working and growing. And I would say that the only way that this happens is if black people in every pocket of the country take self-determination seriously, take our educating our children seriously, take us owning and controlling our businesses seriously. Because if we have that type of foundation, we can then move and transfer resources to wherever they need to go. But if we're always behind that 8 ball, trying to play catch up, it's hard to do. And so I guess what I'm saying is, even though there are immediate needs, we've also got to look at those long-term needs, those long-term strategies for empowerment. That has got to be taken seriously.
Brothers and sisters, we hope that you have been inspired by the vision of Pastor Aswad Walker of the Shrine Christian Center in Houston, Texas, as he shared his vision about Hurricane Harvey with us. And we hope that you can help Houston recover by making a contribution to www.gofundme.com/shine-on-Houston-Harvey-relief. Thank you for joining us for Visions of Our People.
Thank you for joining us for Visions of Our People. We hope that our stories of commitment, perseverance, and triumph have inspired you to follow your vision of creating businesses, institutions, and services that uplift our brothers and sisters, serve our community, and make us the great people that our Creator made us to be. We wish you peace and blessings, and we invite you to join us again for Visions of Our People.